one of the, you can do that, or I would do the comparative essay because the students might forget. It's like it's been 5 weeks since they wrote their first essay. You can choose to do, okay, since we've been doing the comparative essay for the last 4 weeks, you can present that. It's up to you. Now, literature, the problem would be you yourself not understanding maybe. I had trouble, I'm not a literature-based person. I think I mentioned in the key program that I'm an economics major. What do you expect, right, from me? However, you do have, again, going back to the book choices, it's classic literature. You have SparkNotes that will help you to have the overall summary. If you're pressed for time, I understand this is a new program, you guys won't have the books maybe by next week, or maybe by, not even Friday because of Lunar New Year, maybe day 1, Monday, right? Depending on when your scheduled literature class is. Go into YouTube or the SparkNotes page or Cliff Notes, whatever, I will get a gist of what it is, what each book is. Mark.
What's your opinion on students using it?
I'm sorry?
What is your opinion on students using SparkNotes? Because they all learned it from Alba Plus.
Okay, let's be honest. Did you use SparkNotes when you were in college?
College, yes.
Okay, why? You knew about it, right?
Ran out of time.
Okay, I don't know, don't give them hints. However, if you look at this, maybe this is one way to do it, using SparkNotes for the summaries. That might mess up the next teacher for the next literature class, but still, it's a good way. Maybe you should just restrain. Okay, this is a resource that will help you. And by the way, SparkNotes has a video library now. I'm surprised. They have tools. I did. They have videos now. They have video summaries of books now. It's not a paragraph.
You don't have to read.
Yeah.
Really streamlining this.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it edited?
It is animated. Yeah. Goes, but you know what? To be honest, that SparkNotes video, that's last lesson, each book. You know, to sum it up. Okay, let's review what we learned today with the thematic choices in the book. See what the author was trying to say. What about society is he trying to talk about? The Roaring Twenties. What was the problem that he's trying to say? Okay, what's the problem between new money and old money? That's a great way to review. Because all the plot summaries are done, thankfully, by SparkNotes. Yes, sir. Go, Jim.
Okay, I know there's a precise methodology given the layout, but if we were to, for instance, find a specific theme that could, I don't know, maybe enhance their critical thinking or their essay writing, comparing supplemental materials, could we still do that?
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it, seriously. That's, I think, what literature is.
Actually, I have this question just kind of overall. Maybe I'm just really terrible at using my tab. I don't know. Sometimes if I want to give supplementary material, is there a way that I can Bluetooth it to the students without just emailing it out to them?
Unfortunately, Bluetooth has been blocked.
Okay.
I would use Wi-Fi Direct. I mean, some people hate Wi-Fi Direct, but I've always had a positive experience.
How do I?
I've actually been using it since day 1 of 3.0, like Seema Birdie when it first launched.
Okay, what's Wi-Fi direct and how do I use it?
Oh, I actually have a manual on FTP right now.
Oh, do you? Okay, so in the FTP. So where did you?
FTP, if you go into Cheongdam Winter, and then you go into 00 manuals, after 3.0, in the manuals you have the CSLP task manual and also the Wi-Fi Direct user manual. It's pretty simple. I mean, once you get skim through that manual, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's easy. The problem a lot of people face with Wi-Fi Direct is when you have several kids connected and you're trying to use the multi-connect. You have 4 kids receiving it and 1 kid not connecting. Even though it says connected, they don't receive it for some reason.
Okay, so then.
Usually that could be solved by unblocking the guardian, but facilitators don't have that authority. So in that sense, when you're sharing, usually you're doing a project, right? When you're trying to do a writing sample or you're trying to give out some type of resource like you mentioned, then you can just give it to an individual.
14 kids. Fun.
No, it's not. Does anyone have more, I guess, anything related to L or any other questions? Yes, sir.
So I know we did essay grading for 2.0. For these essays, are we also grading and pay?
No. Since this term, I believe even 2.0 masters has been converted into E-tutors. G-check, S-check, I don't think anyone has done it. I mean, it was good to get some extra allowance, but I honestly hated that. I don't know if anyone would agree with that, especially debate. Oh my God, if you have diligent students, 14 kids submitting their arguments, and you're looking at it and their logical fallacy way off, they're only saying it's a slippery slope and they're not trying to explain what it is. You're like, I told you last week, you're recording your voice, I got a mere $3,000 for that. No, simply put, there's no more G-checks and S-checks that you have to do. And going back to the iLearning, thanks for introducing it. Going to the homework that they will have, they'll have 3 types. Life, imagination, media interpretation, and literary imagination. The cycle of it is on the second side, on the specific side. The iLearning component, again, just like P, it will not have any vocabulary at all. Any other questions? Because if you do, please do ask away. I kind of want to talk about another platform that you may use to help you as an instructor and help the students to utilize as a resource for piano. I think most of you know the website. The underlying, I guess, the overall objective for us is social learning. And a lot of you, we have a couple of FMs, HIs here. You've seen a lot of portal notifications, Google Plus posts, and you're thinking, what in the world is this website doing here? It's a lot of information there. It's based on tiles. It's called latticebrain.com. Has most of you heard about it? Actually, we have several of the active users here right now. Nathan and Ben have been contributing a lot to the website. See, too many times. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
That's a fair statement.
And they have students in class participating and commenting on posts. Where the L and the P comes in, it's not, there's 4 categories at the moment. There's news, it's about like recent current events. One was, everyone know about the Korean Air girl, woman? Yeah, or sorry, the lady, need to be respectful. Nepotism is what's happening here. That was on week, I believe, week 6 or 5 this term. Kids were going crazy with the comments. That's the news section. We have interesting current events featured. The other part is PBL, where they're supposed to, I guess, be inspired for project samples, or project samples from externally, outside of Cheongdam, or actually inside of Cheongdam. Richard Yoon over there in the back, and Tony Sun over there in the back. They've been submitting some of the project outputs from actual students, and they're featured on there. So if you see like House of Scorpion for Album Plus has been featured, the last project for their class, one specific facilities class, has been shared. And you guys have the opportunity to actually contact me personally, and if you want your kids' output to be up there, you can let me know. The other 2 parts are your Our Story, where you are featured with your face smack in the main page. Your face, and we would ask you a question. If you were a superhero, what kind of superpowers would you want? Mark, what kind of superpowers would you want?
X-ray vision.
Nice. Why?
Because.
Okay, no.
First one that came to mind.
Oh man, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so Our Story, a lot of the teachers have been contributing, but the only, I guess, what I would expect, I want how this in the future would work is I would like a lot of other branches to, franchises to participate. So Blake, if you want, okay, I'll send you questions, because think about it, you can use that section during the icebreakers. Check this out, I'm on Cheongdam's website. If you have questions, how old am I? No, I'm not 400 years old. Okay, this is my actual age, this is my major. Okay, I don't have a daughter, don't ask me if I have a girlfriend or not. those are like common questions that you're asked. So that section's for you to, I guess, communicate to the students. The last part is the extensive learning part, where you see here, there's one small triangle is loudest brain. Loudest brain extensive learning is where we will have all the P and the L topical choices, lessons that we've compiled from TED-Ed, TEDx, several MOOCs, the massively open sourced internet courses that are offered by, I guess, Ivy League colleges and stuff. That's all been compiled and made into a small mini lesson. You can utilize that as your media as well. What I would do when you're prepping, you could go into the extensive lesson part of Loudest Brain and kind of look over it. You have from V1 PAR to L, all the programs, they're all relevant to that. But don't restrict it, you can use other lessons as well. You can use it inside a class, or you can actually assign it for homework for your students. Now, Loudest Brain, the social learning aspect actually, is the concept is very simple. You just want them to learn from each other, outside of the class. Because right now you're limited to, I know 14 kids, that's a humongous.
Well, not for master, sorry.
Oh, okay.
But the initial attempt was with a class of like 14 students and
Or,
for.
I guess the realistic number would be 6 or 7,
Probably.
average, 6 or 7. Now, they're limited to their own perspectives, right? They're just talking about themselves and they're just only sharing their own ideas or interpretations of literature. But then if you go into the extensive lesson part, you'll have a whole nation. Theoretically, hopefully, you'll have the whole nation trying to contribute to the lessons. So their scope gets bigger. And we've realized that even with Cross Cafe in the old 2.0 days, that has died out right now. No one uses it. I've actually have numbers. There's been 6 people using it this last term. And they've been just talking to each other, 6 kids from one specific branch. Very cute, I know. I don't know what they're doing there. So those kids will be, I guess, you can tell, they want to talk outside, right? They want to know. And it's very, I don't know, Ben, what was your feedback from your students when they realized they're talking to Seoul kids?
They were pretty surprised
Yeah.
and definitely curious. Yeah, no, it's definitely a huge asset to use it. It's a great way to like spend some class time, give them a little break. They love being on the internet, obviously.
Yes, with that limited time.
With that limited time, it's so precious.
What I've noticed at my own branch is the kids don't understand how big Cheongdam is. Like, you have one in Jeju? Oh my God, why? Like, you didn't know? Yeah, no, right? They do need the specific needs that you're here for. I mean, I'm assuming Cheongdam would want a business there. They don't even understand there's one in Jamju. Maybe that kid's there. They didn't understand there's one in Seocho, there's one in Bucheon, there's one in Incheon, there's one in even, I don't know, Suncheon. Ulsan, Wonju. You have around 70 locations that they're not aware of. We conceptually would love everyone to participate. And that's how Loudest Brain is incorporated into L101, L102, and L103. Check it out. You can log in. It's an internal website. No one outside. It's not open to the public. Only your students are able to log in, or the parents, or the staff, or the faculty. Right, any other questions before I...
I'm sorry, just
Yes.
to clarify, we're still doing 2.0 for Cheongdam literature, that is. So my question is, we're not delegating grades anymore for in-class essays, correct?
Compared to 2.0, yes.
So they have close reading the first 2 weeks,
Mhm.
so we don't open the folio file or
Yes.
book until the 3rd week. So they write their essays there,
In the tab.
and we
In the tab.
don't give any grades at all.
Mhm.
Okay.
That might be, I think, personally, I would think too, maybe an issue, because how do you motivate them without a grade, right? That's where I think you could use several apps like Class Dojo. Has anyone heard of that app? I've been extensively using that app. It has cute alien avatars.
I'm sorry, what is it?
First day Class Dojo.
Dojo.
Check it out. That's a great app to use for your classes.
That's
All
dojo.com.
3.0. Oh, no. It's an app, sorry.
Oh,
It's an app that you download on the Play Store. They can actually access it once you do go into like making them connect, making their own IDs and connect it. They can go home and check it out on their computers as well. That's how I motivate my kids.
I have a question, this is probably only for us, because our branch just switched over to 3.0, but are they expected to type their entire essay out on the tablet?
Yes, that is the
Is that a stupid question?
expectation. No, that's not a stupid question at all.
Won't that be really cumbersome for the students?
So, there's another way to do that. If you do prefer paper, I'm just hoping that they could have it just typed up neat and organized.
Yeah.
You can make the kids take a picture of that paper and embed it onto it. Students have an embedding function of an image. So they access on the student app, there's an image icon. They pick it, there's a gallery, they input or insert whatever they choose, which is another different story about student management later on. But
And then you can convert, you said you can convert the essays they type into PDF. Can you do that reverse process if they were to type on